Hello everyone, Mariah here from Pink Pewter and welcome to my Biz Talk. You know, today's a really great day because I have someone really interesting on my channel because if you guys follow me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, a couple of days ago, I ended up posting something very vulnerable. Like I was in the beginning times of the coronavirus, I was like a crazy, oh God, my mind was just going crazy. And I put a picture of me crying, okay, and very vulnerable on there because I wanted people to see that not not everyone is strong. Everybody thinks I'm a leader, and I am. But I cry, and I vent. And that day I was venting, but I was showing the world that it's okay to cry because you need that crying, and you need that energy to like, all right, get it over with, right? So the minute you cry, you feel better, and then you say, let's move on with the process, right? Move on with life and be happy. And this lady that I have on today caught my eye because she sent me a beautiful message. And she said that life is too short. And she said, I'm going to say, I have a personal column in my channel, in my life, that I always follow. And I always try to make things fun. And her name is Karen. And I want her to come on and introduce herself. Come on, baby.
Hey guys. So first of all, I want to tell Mariah, thank you for having me on here because I've been watching you, following you for a very long time. You are really one of my idols. And I've been thinking, how am I going to meet this girl? How do you meet people? But because of, social media, the good parts of social media, I got to meet you. So number one, I feel very blessed to get to meet you. Thank you so much. So yeah, I through my story, I had been going to see a counselor. I actually am a single mom. I take care of my elderly mother. She lives with me, and she's got Alzheimer's, dementia. So it's kind of like taking care of a drunk toddler. And she's been here with me for about 3 years, and it's just recently really turned a corner, and I feel like I'm in over my head. She has to have 24/7. I've got a caregiver with her right now. And being a single mom, and with that, the financial part of it is pretty hard. Meanwhile, my kid, I don't know if you've ever heard of sensory processing disorder, but my daughter was actually diagnosed with that when she was pretty young. And it's basically her stress level is at a 10 always. So everything has to be a certain way, and not to divulge too much just for her privacy. We needed to seek out some massive counseling for her because being preteen at the time, it was getting very, very scary. So while I was seeking out some help for her, the person that was interviewing me to try to find some help for her said, how about you? Like, who's taking care of you? Who are you talking to? And I'm like thinking, oh, I don't know. I don't have time for that. And so he recommended that I see someone in his facility that is going to be free. I thought, well, what the heck? Well, this person has really helped me out so much. And I tend to be, you're probably the same way, Mariah. You're probably a little bit hyper. I'm very hyper. And I feel like if I'm not accomplishing something 24/7, then I'm a loser. I don't know if you take it to that far, to that. So she is really, really trying to help me to learn how to be like, okay, you're still valuable no matter how much you do or do not do. You've got a lot on your plate. So basically, she's like, you need to write. This is your homework. You're going to write down in columns. You're going to have a personal column. You're going to have a family column. You're going to have a work column. And so I've been doing this for a long time. And my personal column was something that I had written to you is that, especially during this time frame, to laugh and to be silly and to find the silliness in life. And it has really been pretty cool because I've been so silly and trying to have so much fun with my kid, and it's helped her. Of course, she's had to stay home, just like all the kids have been having to stay home. And so we had to spend a lot more time together. And so that was that. It has helped. It really has helped a lot. I still feel joy, even though times are uncertain. I still feel so much joy. I really feel happiness and silly. I mean, I love to be, I'm a nerd. I feel like I'm nerding out just meeting you, like I'm okay. I'm okay to be a nerd, it's okay. So
Oh,
that was the whole thing when I read your post and I thought, oh, I just, and it is kind of vulnerable when you share stuff like that, but I felt like I needed to just kind of share that one little thing with you.
well, you
And I
definitely.
love that the positive people, I think it's important to have positive people around you. One of my neighbors is a life coach and she's got a word for the year. And I'm like, that's brilliant. And so it made me stop and pray about it. What's my word for the, it finally came to me. It's like inspiration and to be inspirational to people, which you can constantly do. You're such a philanthropist and you inspire people. I love to do that. I love, I love that people are kicked down or, we have people in our chair that have been through a lot. Listen, just listen to them,
I love
and
that. You're
yeah,
incredible. You're incredible. Like you have, okay, you got a lot on your plate. You do.
yeah,
You're your mom,
yeah.
your daughter, and having this positivity is really, really important. I wrote a book and I talk about the mindset, and
Yeah.
you have a beautiful mindset because I call people that can manage a lot of things like a
Mhm.
juggler. You could juggle a lot of things and still be happy. A
Yeah.
long time ago, I used to have a friend, supposedly a friend, Mariah,
Mm.
why are you always so happy? That's what she said to me. Why are you always so happy? And I said to her, I'm like, listen, I love life. And no matter if you're having a gloomy day or whatever day,
Mm.
your energy transfers into the galaxy. And I don't want to do that. I want to always be happy and
Mhm.
be around people that are happy because that
Yes.
energy is contagious. And when you sent me that text
Mhm.
or that message on Instagram about the columns, I'm like, I got to pick her brain. I
Yeah.
want, because these videos are to help people because
Mhm.
everyone's going through different things in their life. Some have it really awesome, some people have it really bad, but in the middle, everybody relates to the story that we're all going through. And
Yeah.
the columns are something that I would like for you to talk a little bit more, because I feel that people need to hear how exactly to section those moments, and if you could share that with me.
Well, I think too, the thing that helped me the most as well, you know how you can sit there, and I think because a little bit of it, me being a little bit hyper, I have a hard time sleeping also. It's hard for me to turn my brain off. It's just like, all. So she's like, oh, okay, write these columns down. And in your work column, like, what are you thinking about? So a lot of times it's like, how it is when you're a creative person, you've got, oh my gosh, I can do this, I can do that, la, 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 So she's like, write it down, put it down, and then it's gone. Relax, it's on there, and it's done with, and then you mark it off as you go. So and just things like with my family time, because I juggle so much and I feel so spread thin. My daughter, like I said, she's 13 now, and this is a very crucial age. But I'm split between I got to take care of my mom, but my kid's pulling me this way. What is bleeding the most? And it's like, well, they're both bleeding the most because my kid's emotional state is extremely important. My mom's safety is extremely important. But I wrote down on the family line that I have to spend more time with my daughter. I have to, we're going to play cards together, cook together, go outside and do some exercising together. She is really creative and loves music. And so that's something that she and I really relate to because I like weird stuff. And so does she. So, she'll come to me and be like, Mom, listen to this cool song I just found. And I'm like, oh, I love it. Most people will be like, that's a weird song. Well, we like it. But just, so yeah, my columns are, so in my personal column, it has to do with, I put down exercise, get outside, talk to a friend, laugh, be silly, It's stuff like, it's for me. That's for me. So that I can remember to have joy. And I'm not trying to say no matter what, I live this, happy, life, whatever. Trust me, when I get down, it's, you just have to, life is messy, and to be real, I'm, sometimes you just have to cry and get it out. But then, you know what? Pull up your big girl pants and get up, and you move your butt over there, where on the happy side, because you have so much more to be happy about. Anyway, and then the other columns just with work, it's just like things that are bleeding most, like, whenever all this crap happened, man, my scrappy side came out. I've never done videos in my life. I don't know anything about them. And now I really respect people, you guys that do them, because it is hard. So I started creating I created a YouTube channel. I updated my website, and I did a online store, and so I could start selling product. And so basically all of those things are to move people to that online store so I can create product. And I'm a colorist. Like, I love, love, love color. I was actually recognized as one of the top 40 colorists by Redken back in the early 2000s, and runner-up best here in Nashville. And so I love to formulate. That's fun for me. So I treat my clients like a baby. They know their formula is theirs. So I basically boxed up tons of colors for them. Like, I was just getting scrappy. Like, what can I do to make money? And, we're talking about finances and stuff. I do believe in savings. Thank God I had savings, because I never got a check. Did you? I never got any kind of a stimulus check. I've not gotten anything, like nothing. So
it's the way you filed your taxes. Do you get it mailed, or do you have a direct deposit on your bank?
Yeah, I have it electronically deposited.
Then
yeah, that's
you
how
would
I do it.
yeah, you would need to go on there and just like re-enter everything, because you should be getting your stimulus bill. Everybody gets it, so you should.
That's
And I have her on here. There's, she's talking about obviously finances, and she's a hairstylist, and she owns her own salon, and she is a single parent with a daughter, and taking care of her mother. So a lot of some help, but I love that you are a hustler. I mean, but what attracted me to you was your energy. Like, you are so positive, and regardless of all the nightmare that's happening behind us, right? You are a very positive person, and that's what got my attention. And I love that. Not only is she, awesome, energy, she also, I was Googling her today, because this is the first time I meet her, like the first time. She sent me a message. She sent me your email, said, I would love to interview you on my podcast. And I never met her. I didn't even ask her any questions. All I did was I Googled her, and I went on her Facebook, and I went on her Instagram, and I started like looking at everything she did. And she's pretty remarkable. Not only that, I was really intrigued that she has a side hustle. And a lot of stylists in these times are really thinking outside the box. They're saying, okay, so I have my salon, and what if something happens like this again? A lot of stylists are thinking outside the box and saying, I need to have something on the side just in case. And, they're all thinking about what to do as a side hustle. And I love your side hustle. Can you tell everybody what it is? Like, I think every stylist should be wearing one, because and I know a couple of really awesome friends that I'd love for you to send them to, because they're really, really awesome content creators. And guys,
Yeah.
wait till she tells you what it is. Tell them.
Okay. I suck at the whole elevator pitch. Okay. So, it's basically a modular pocket system. It started out being just for hairdressers. But it's got different pockets that you can put on this belt. The belt actually has a looping system that you pull out the loops. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I do a blowout, I usually blow out and use at least 2 round brushes at a time. I always have a big fat one. I've got a smaller one. So anyway, you're able to like put your round brushes in the looping system. The pockets can pop off, pop on, snap on, snap off. The coolest one though is the thermal pocket, because the thermal pocket, when you put it on, you can literally just leave your flat iron or curling iron in it for however long you need to, which is awesome, especially if you're on set somewhere or really anywhere. But that's also become a cool product because you can snap it, even like I use mine in my bathroom. I hang it on my towel bar in my bathroom and just leave the curling iron in there. And when you travel, you can just wrap it up, stick it, going to the gym, whatever. So you almost need the whole system plus an extra thermal pocket to take with you wherever. But I have come up with a 3-step blowout technique as well that I go to cosmetology schools and I teach that, because that is another thing I've noticed is that when these students come right out of school, their finish work is everything, but they haven't learned it. So I want to go in there and also help them learn an awesome technique that they can take, and say that they want to go get a job at a blowout company. They can work there while they're trying to build up the clientele. So you know how that is. Your finish work is everything. Like, it's got to be like perfect, because their haircuts aren't going to be great. Their colors are not going to be great, but if their finish work is great,
And can I ask you, do you donate your time to go and do this for the beauty schools?
A lot of times.
Unbelievable. So you see, guys, she has a heart. And there's a lot of people, and I get it, everybody's got to eat, but there's a lot of people that do things out of their heart and their passion. And that is what transferred that energy to me, because I love people that are giving. I give my heart and my soul to everyone. I love to see people prosper and grow. I actually share all of my mistakes so you guys don't create them in my classrooms that I do. I have gone through a roller coaster in life that people would only dream about or wish they've gotten there, and I made major mistakes, and I want everyone to grow and become extremely successful. That's why I share that information. And by you just saying that you go donate your time to beauty schools, that's incredible. But I do you have a sample of what is the brand called? Tell everybody. And I want to see one of those.
I'll show you. Okay, so the product is called Kanga Belt. Think of a kangaroo pouch, Kanga Belt, and the company is Kanga Co. And so we will be having, I've got so many ideas in my back pocket. So we're going to be coming out with another makeup pocket. There's so many different things we want to do. Another one of my ideas, it's just going to be really, really, it's a tool, and it'll help people who are not able, like say they've got an issue with their hands, they're not able to work a round brush, whatever. This is for them, but that's going to take money and some time. But yes, I got it right here. Just give me one more second. Oh, and I want to shout out, I'm shouting out my Nashville shirt. We had a huge tornado here. I don't know if you heard about it, but it wiped out tons and tons of people. And so this company, 615, donated, like whoever, 100% to the Nashville victims. And so there's a local company called Groove, and they do make the coolest rings, I'll tell you that. And they gave 100% of that too. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna go get my little belt, and I'll show you.
Do you see how she's just shouting out different brands and people that are giving? She is amazing. I'm so glad that I got to meet you, because you're pretty incredible, and you got to share and grow. I'm really big at artists supporting artists, and you're definitely sharing that. But today's about you, so we're just going to talk about you now. And I want you to show the people this tool bag that is pretty interesting, and I think every hairdresser should get. And I'm going to put all the information on here. All right. Model it for me. I want to see it.
Okay, let me hold up, because I want you to see how the looping system works as well. I even use it when I do my own hair, because it just makes it so much easier just to sit there and work off of my waist.
And when stylists go back to work, they're going to need this little tool bag, because what you need to do, you need to save time behind the chair, because all of these appointments that you used to have are not going to be the same, right? So it's really, really important to obviously save time. And that little tool bag that she's going to be showing me is going to be very useful and helpful.
Okay. So this, can you see it okay?
Yep. Move back a little bit. Yep.
Let me push my chair back some. Okay. So this is the belt, and then it just snaps on the back.
Go
Okay,
back
this
a
is
little
the
bit.
thermal pocket. I'm doing this one-handed, so and you can, here's a looping system to put that in there. This is the wet pocket. I always use a thermal spray as I'm working, so you can like put your sprays in there as well. I also use, you can throw your blow dry like so. You can also use, I'm going to push this back 1 second. You can also use this loop right in through here. If you like to leave your blow dryer going, just leave it like so. And that way the cord doesn't get in anybody's face. You're just able to like set it down, and then you're working here. I have the scissor pocket right here. And so you can just snap that on as well whenever you need it. So whenever I'm doing a haircut, I snap this on. When I'm done, I snap it off. You just snap on what you need when you need it. So it's just very modular. And I had to go to the boards to get it approved, and you know, to the state board, and it did get approved. So that's why it can be used in schools as well.
Every hairdresser should have one because it's pretty awesome, because it comes apart. You could zip it on. You could put 1, 2, or 3, or 4. I think it saves a lot of time and energy, especially behind the chair. So congratulations on your side hustle, because you know, this is really important for a lot of stylists now to think outside the box. And especially in these times, you know, I always tell my mom, like, she's been doing hair for, God, 40 some years. And I always tell her, what's your plan, Mom, when you retire? Like she has a really successful salon, which she loves, and she wanted it. She loves what she has, but she never got it to the next level. And I always tell my mom, I'm like, what's going to happen, you know, when you do retire? Yeah, you save for, you know, all these years, but you know, when people retire, they should always have more money, like working. And I always tell the hairdressers, especially in my shows, that, you know, it's really important to always think of something else. What am I going to do, or what am I going to create that's, you know, while I'm sleeping, is creating money? And you were really smart, and you created this, and I'm sure your sales are, you know, awesome right now, because you know that's what's paying your bills, because you're not behind the chair, you know, for these couple of weeks. And you know, congratulations. I'm really proud of you.
Thank
I'm really
you.
proud of you. So you know, she's a hustler. She's a mom. She is, you know, she takes care of her mother that's had dementia. You said, correct? Dementia.
Yes.
And
I've actually heard one of my little videos, because you know, we're limited on what the models we can work on. And so yeah, if you check out my little YouTube channel, you can see her. She's so cute. She's a happy dementia person, so that's good. She's not me, so that makes it much easier. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's really, I also tell a lot of stylists that don't have a YouTube channel that they should create one, because it's really important for them to like get notice. Instagram is not the only outlet that you need. And I actually think YouTube is a lot more reason, you know, like more, you will get more visibility, you know, with that. But, you know, to each their own, you know, everybody decides differently. But I think that every channel, you know, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube, any channel, you should be putting all of your content. Because if one is looking at Pinterest, she's not going to go to Instagram to go check you out, right? You need to be on every channel, even if it's the same content in each channel, you know, if you don't have the time. But you definitely, I really am enjoying this conversation with you. You are awesome. You are awesome. I love your energy. I love that you're a go-getter, and you are definitely someone that everybody needs to like meet, because you're a hustler, and us hairdressers stick together, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So I know you're going back to the beauty salon, right? You are opening up any day because you're in Tennessee. And how are you mentally dealing with all of those changes that are coming? What are you doing?
Well, I am fortunate because I do have a private studio, and so I mean, I already am super duper sterile anyway. You know, you come in my salon, it's swept, it's mopped, it's Cloroxed, it's clean from head to toe all the time anyway. But with this whole new thing, I normally double book. I have an assistant, and I try to, and being a colorist, you know, while I'm painting hair, they can be shampooing out and doing the toners and whatever and doing the blowouts while I do all the other stuff. Well, I can't do that right now, which makes me sad for the other person, you know, for my assistant, because he's not been able to work for quite some time. And so we do have a date for him to come back and start double booking, but it's going to be a little while. So my clients know that it's just going to be one person at a time, and everything gets cleaned in between each person. We're wearing masks, that kind of thing. I also want to make sure that they haven't been around anybody that's been infected. If they have, I just ask that we wait a little bit longer, we can quarantine a little bit longer. I'm pretty healthy, but then I have to also think about my mom. You know, she's so much older. I don't want to give her anything. I don't want to be carrying something and not know it and give it to her. So, but I am ready to get back to work. I really miss it. And I've got great clients, and I miss them. I miss painting hair and creating stuff, like probably all of us, you know. And I have never been so busy in my life, honestly, because of all the whole side hustling stuff, trying to figure out a way to make more money in different ways. I don't sit and watch TV. I just don't, you know, I'm doing other things constantly, you know. So yeah, I'm ready to get back to work.
That's good. That's really good. I mean,
Yeah.
my mom has a salon, and she was telling me all the guidelines that needed to be addressed to the hairdressers. I mean, put the thermometer on their head. They got to do disposable bags. They have to be 6 feet away. I mean, you're lucky you don't have to do the 6 feet because it's only yours, but it's, you know, it's going to be a little complicated for a lot of stylists. I was giving my father-in-law a haircut the other day, and I had the mask on, but I was outside and I felt hot. And
Mhm.
I'm, you know, because I go and help my mom sometime in the salon, and I'm actually like really nervous to be wearing that mask because it's going to be hot and I'm going to freeze those customers because I am going through menopause. I'm definitely going to put air
Right?
conditioning on below zero. It's like, come and get a haircut. But it was so hot with that
Yeah.
mask. I really hope they come up with some, you know, solution. And I don't know. I'm over it. Like, I'm over all of this. I want to get back to work. I want to, you know, be free. I want to do what I got to do, you know, and
Yes.
I'm so thankful that I have her on, and thank you for, you know, sending me a message on Instagram. See, guys, if you love a brand or if you love a person and you sent a very honest, with your heart, passionate quote or question, people are going to respond, and you'll be shocked on how they respond. And I'm so thankful, Karen, that you came on and shared your story, your journey, your passion, your columns, because this is really important to share with everyone that's listening. And I want to say thank you for being on my podcast. And anything you want to say to the audience before we go?
Well, yes, but two things. One thing to you, thank you again for having me on. And I don't even know if I said this early on the podcast, but you're one of the people I've been wanting to meet. And seriously, I've been following you, and you just seem like such a genuine, real person that gets back and so passionate. And you created this company. I'm just like, I love her, and I want to meet her. But how, you know? And I just think it's pretty cool that during this lockdown phase is when I get to meet you on Zoom, you know. So anyway, I feel really blessed that I get to meet you and even be on your podcast. So I really appreciate it so much. And for all you other hairdressers out there, I don't know. I'm sure we're all kind of chomping at the bit to get back at it. But at the same time, I'm curious if you've enjoyed some of the downtime with your family, if you've gotten to kind of reflect on your time and maybe even gotten maybe more energized and more creative. And one of my friends up the street had, I think I was sharing with you earlier, she has a word for the year. And I'm like, I love that. And so maybe I would encourage you to think about, what is your word? What is your word for the year? Mine happens to be inspiration, to inspire. You know, it's just, I love that word. I really love that word. So I would say, what is your word for this year? After, especially going through all this stuff, you know, just to think about that. So.
Oh my God, I love you. And I love that, that word, guys. What is your word? Think about
Yeah.
it and DM me and tell me what your word is and what makes you happy. I want to say thank you again, Karen. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and see you soon.
Okay. Thank you.